Hey everybody, this is Sherry with CPR Craft Pray Repeat, and we are going to use a colored or an image from a book called Chameleon Colored Cards. It's for a different type of alcohol marker, but it also works perfect for any alcohol markers you have. It does not have to be that particular brand. And what I'm going to show you here today is just the Copic coloring. At the end there will be pictures of the actual cards put together, but it was just already cut. All I did was trim it down and put a purple layer underneath of it. I didn't think y'all needed to see that or wanted to see that, so I for this video I just left it strictly just the coloring. Now I'm showing you how I color the leaves, and I will show you the entire top flower, but I do not show the middle sized flower because I colored it the same way, and I do leave in the bulb over on the left hand side of the card, and I'll explain to you why I did that when we get there. But I wanted you to notice how I was bringing down the color into down further into the petals in different locations, because I wanted the petal to appear to have ripples on the edge, and to do that you need to create peaks and valleys. And I am by no means an expert, but I was pretty happy with how the flower turned out. Some people choose to leave a lot more highlight, but I just, if it's white, that just means it needs to be colored, in my opinion. So I do not leave white in my Copic coloring, and you do it however you want to do it, however you feel comfortable doing it, however you like to do it. I think it looks pretty. I just, for some reason, can't bring myself to do it. I don't know. I just feel like, well, you didn't finish coloring it, Sherry. But so, I mean, you do it however you want, and depending on the amount of well, my golly, I forget the word. But depending on the amount of differentiation between the colors that you want, then that's what you leave. You know, do it till you're happy. Guys, we see these people that are amazing colorists. It's just incredible. And you know what? Our cards do not have to be immaculate. They do not have to have the shadow in the exact spot it's supposed to be. And it's okay if we went off the edge just a little bit. You know what? We're sending these to people we care about, and all we're trying to do is make somebody have a better day. So, do it to the best of your ability, but don't be down on yourself if you can't color, like Sandy Allnock or Christina Warner, or, I mean, I'd love to color like them. And there's several other ladies that are just tremendous. But I am a very slow colorer to begin with. So trying to color like them would be, I'd get one card done a week. So, and part of this is my ministry. And you can see I went and had to clean up there a little bit where I went over. But, this is my ministry. This is my card ministry. And so I have to create more than one card a week. And so I do it to the best of my ability. And, that's all anybody can ask. You do you do whatever you do. And in my opinion, I do whatever I do, no matter what it is. I do it as if I were doing it for the Lord. I do my best, and that's all God or anybody else wants, in my opinion. And I mean, some people may feel different, but that's how I feel. And so just do your best and have fun, guys. And So I'm finishing up these last two petals, and I put the colors a couple times on the screen there because it was such a long coloring piece. And I know that I tend to, when I'm watching videos, I'm thinking, oh, what color was that they used again? And so I put it on a couple times so that, you know, you would know. I didn't switch colors or anything. I just, you know, put it up so you'd be, you know, you'd remember what colors I was using because it was clear at the beginning of the video when I told y'all. And so I'm just gonna, I did go over each of the flowers twice because contrast. That was the word I couldn't remember a minute ago. Contrast. See, I knew it'd come to me. You do it till you get the contrast that you want. You know, some people, you know, feel like their card isn't complete if they don't leave a white highlight. Well, I'm not one of those people. So you do your best, and if that's how you want to do it, then that's what you do. You know, enjoy it, folks. Enjoy it. Some of us stress, and I know I'm guilty as all get out of stressing, thinking, oh, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. You know, these other people can do so much better than me. You know, but you know what? It's not about perfection. It's about the fact that you loved and cared enough to send a card to somebody who was having a down day, or somebody you just wanted them to know that you cared and was thinking about them. And so here I am. I'm finishing up this last petal. And as soon as I finish this up, I'm going to move on to the bulb. Now here's where I made a big boo-boo. But I kept it in, you know, because maybe if you guys see my boo-boo, you won't make it yourself. I should have colored each of those petals on that bulb as if it were a single individual thing. But instead, I colored that bulb as if it was one ball. Not bulb, ball. And so instead of coloring each of the individual leaves, I color it all as if it's one thing. And, you know, that doesn't give me any kind of dimension other than it kind of made it look round, but it definitely was not what I could have done, should have done, and will do next time. I struggle with that sometimes. I have a tendency to treat things, you know, even though there's 5 petals, sometimes I treat it as if it's one flower. And, you know, that's the difference. It's not just one flower. We need to treat each one as if they're separate. Each petal as if it's a separate individual piece that we have to color. And so that's where I'm learning and what I'm working on in my coloring. And now here I'm just putting in the, finishing up with the stem and the leaves. And I do leave the majority of that in. I colored everything the same. Again, so I didn't think you would want to sit for 10 minutes and watch me, you know, do the same thing over and over and over and over. So I try to remember that if you're like me, you like to squeeze in as many videos in the day as you can, and, you know, don't want to spend an hour watching mine. So I'm just finishing up here. I put down my base, then my darkest, my mid-tone, and my light. And if you noticed with my flower, I didn't put down my base because I wanted it to have as bright of a highlight as possible. So, and if I'd have put the base color down, it would have darkened that up a lot. So I chose to do it a little different than my normal, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. And I'm trying to train my brain to say, Sherry, you don't have to put down a base every time. And this actually came out of a book that I was given for my birthday, some beautiful floral images, and I have just been loving coloring florals. And I do use some sentiments from Sweet and Sassy for the cards, and I will put a link to that stamp set in the description box. I I don't know what I was doing, but I didn't record that part, and I should have. I mean, I could have recorded it all. I just didn't think you guys would want to see every bit of it, and I know normally I do, but this time I tried to be a little different. Let me know if you would prefer to see the whole thing, or if this was okay once in a while, or you know what you want, you know, because that's what I want to give you. I want to give you what you want. And so I'm just finishing up my leaves here, and I will be calling it done. There will be pictures at the end of the video showing you exactly how I finished this one and another one just like it. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Remember to practice your CPR, Craft, Pray, Repeat. Thanks for visiting me today, and happy crafting. Bye.